they make a hole in, and they tie string around, and then they put it all around the body, but they're naked, and they got this tattoo on the private with like little piercings.
Okay.
Not like earrings, but like little gold piercings around their private. Yeah. And they all dance around with skulls on in the church there.
Okay.
So they have skulls, like the teachers and the staff, they got 20 skulls each.
And how do you know they've got 20 each?
Yes, because I counted once. They were like, there's one here, and then there's one here, and there's one on the neck here. Like they look like skulls everywhere, on the knees, on the elbows. It looks like armor.
Okay, so if I was to try and find these skulls, where would I find them?
Yes, in the church.
Where in the church?
So there's this secret rooms. They got secret rooms.
Go on, tell me, how do I find the secret?
So when you go in the secret rooms, because they hide it in loads of places.
Would you be able to help me find them, would you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so they just hide them anywhere. They just hide it like in one place, then they move to other place, then they move to other place. It's just...
Okay, so I go into the church now.
Yes, and they hide, usually they hide it in their houses. Because they have parties in their houses.
Okay.
Because Mr. Hollings, my teacher, he lives in Highgate.
Right.
Yes. You can see his house because his Porsche, he got Porsche, and it's just at the front of his house.
Okay. So...
Secret societies have been manipulating us for thousands of years.
Watch this, y'all.
Kids graduate from university. Incidentally, the word graduate comes from two words, gradually indoctrinate. So consequently, when you graduate, you come out with a square mortarboard. The mortarboard is a symbol of masonry. This is why you go to college to get a degree. Consequently, you need to understand that all universities and colleges in the Western world operate under the Vatican. All universities and colleges. So if you want to save your money to send your kids to college, just remember you're sending them to a Jesuit, Catholic-dominated ancient Roman Empire system, whereby your children are to gradually be indoctrinated into a system of religion, politics, and theology. As far back as the 4th, 5th, and 6th century, we know that the escapades of the Pope.
The Latin alphabet we use comes from the Greek, which comes from the Phoenician, and if you wrap it around a circle, turn each letter 90 degrees, and combine them into two-letter pairs, you see that our alphabet comes from the stars. Note, however, that these three signs are reversed. These are individually mirrored. Cancer has a basket on its head, and Aquarius is missing. The letter reversals are due to the sun's analemma still present in the alphabet, and that's the figure 8 pattern that the sun draws on the sky each year, and the direction the sun is moving through each sign causes the letter reversals. Untie the alphabet on the 7th of 22 letters. The basket on Cancer's head marks the summer solstice. Aquarius is silent because the early peoples believed his waters to be the underlying fabric upon which all the other signs lived and moved and had their being. And we can answer more questions if we look into the pictographic meanings of each letter, or if we stack the alphabet on a 7-layer cake.
Christians can't bear any of this stuff. They can't hear any of this stuff. They can't hear about the astrological, astrology. They get freaked out. Oh, don't talk to me about that. And yet, in Genesis 1, the very first page, it says, God says, let the stars be for signs. Well, if the stars are for signs, shouldn't you figure out what they mean?
Dark secrets of people you were taught to idolize in school. The last one will blow your mind. Number 1, Thomas Jefferson, the author of All Men Are Created Equal, owned over 600 enslaved people throughout his lifetime and had a long-term relationship with Sally Hemings, an enslaved woman who was likely his late wife's half-sister. She was around 14 when the relationship began, and Jefferson was in his 40s. She couldn't consent because she was enslaved and a teenager. Schools teach Jefferson as a freedom icon, but conveniently skip over the fact that he enslaved children fathered with Sally and profited from their labor his entire life. Number 2, Christopher Columbus didn't discover America. He got lost looking for India, landed in the Caribbean, and immediately started enslaving and brutally torturing the indigenous Taino people. His men cut off hands of natives who didn't bring enough gold, kidnapped women and children for slavery, and spread diseases that killed millions. Columbus himself wrote in his journals about taking indigenous girls as young as 9 or 10 as sex slaves. Schools romanticize him as an explorer, but his own writings reveal he was essentially running a genocidal slave operation. Before I say the last one, make sure you hit that follow button to support the channel. Number 3. Dr. Seuss, beloved children's author, drew hundreds of racist political cartoons during World War II depicting Japanese people as subhuman monsters with exaggerated stereotypes. He supported Japanese internment camps where American citizens were imprisoned based solely on their ethnicity. He later regretted some of his views and wrote, "Horton Hears a Who," as an apology of sorts, but schools teach kids to love Dr. Seuss without mentioning he spent years creating propaganda that dehumanized an entire race of people during wartime.
I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Yes. Yes.
You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it.